Say Grand Rising, Chapo. Grand Rising. Completely insane. Grand Rising, my darlings. And again, this is the morning voice with a little bit of soreness in it. I think I talked too much yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's time to get this morning day in the life. Oh, Jesus. It's time to get this day in the life. Get out the way. It's time to get this day in the life number 2 started right now. What have y'all been thinking since you woke up this morning? Like, what did you think? What thoughts went through your head? Did you express gratitude for your bed that gave you a place to sleep? Even if you didn't sleep as well as you would have liked, did you still give gratitude to waking up today, to having another opportunity to change your life, or to choose differently, or to choose the same that's been bringing you success over and over again? Did you give gratitude for the roof that's over your head, even if it's a place that you don't exactly desire to live? Because one time somebody was like, well, I'm not going to be grateful for this place whenever this is not where I want to stay. So then you're just expressing to the spirit, the universe, that maybe you don't want anywhere better to be. Like, gratitude is the fastest way to raise your vibration. You can be grateful for something and also still want to change it. It's like being grateful for your body, even if you don't love how it looks, like, and you want to tone it up or shift it or shape it or whatever. Whenever we used to work at my old job that I was at for 8 years, and I hated it at the end. I hated it so much. I was so miserable. I was so ready to get out. And I just remember waking up and I'm like, F this job. Like, I hate it. And it wasn't getting any interviews, wasn't getting any, people responding to me. And then I decided to shift into gratitude. And I said, I'm grateful for this job and I'm ready to get out. I'm grateful for this job and I'm tired of being here. And then, won't you know, I had like 3 interviews that next week. So, my darlings, it's really important to express gratitude. It is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration, but I'm talking about genuine gratitude. Dig down, dig deep into your heart, into your soul, and find the gratitude seed, wherever it lives within you. Feel the gratitude in your body. For me, when I feel gratitude, I feel it all the way in my heart. Like, it warms up and radiates out. And sometimes it starts in my stomach too. Like, it'll just work its way up and move its way out, and it just feels like this radiant, warm being aura of light that just will encompass everything around me. So, Grand Rising, my darlings, and let's get after it today. I just finished my body scan. I'm about to get up and listen to my affirmations and, get these dogs out, brush my teeth, and, think about whatever is going to happen today, or whatever I've got scheduled today. What am I creating today? What am I doing today? Who am I being today? Who am I choosing to be today? And consistently checking in with myself. So, let's get it. All right, it's time for meditation gonna refresh with the Open curls, app, which I'll get ready to tell you about here in a second. But man, so I can that app is everything. This take the dogs out. We fed them. Me and my divine team. I keep saying we. Me and my divine team, my angels, my guardians, my ancestors, my guides, because they're helping me do everything all of the time. You're always supported, by the way. Tap into that even if you feel like you're not. But I woke up with like resistance on my mind today. And something I said yesterday was, what you're resisting is where the magic is. The things you've been resisting doing. Now, there's a difference between resistance and misalignment, right? or something that's not actually right for you. How do we tell the difference? Well, you get in touch with your body. You reconnect to yourself. You look, I'm working on not saying so much. Like y'all gonna be here for the evolution. Excuse me. And it's just, how do you tell the difference? You get in touch with your body. You reconnect. You learn how to listen to your body. You meet your own needs, because sometimes the resistance to doing something that you want to do is because you're tired, because your body's like, no, we do not have the energy for this. Like, we just don't. And understanding what resistance feels like to you is going to be important. I don't believe that resistance necessarily feels the same to everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, understanding what you've been resisting. So, for example, this vlog. I've had some people tell me a while back you should get on YouTube. I'm like, okay, what kind of content should I do on YouTube? Let's talk about that. Let's get that. So anyway, resistance. One of the things that I have been resisting is sharing my journey, because historically, I've been a very private person. You see the voices coming in now. Like, we're getting out of the rising grog. But I've historically been a very private person. I am a Scorpio.
So I had my client and
with a
friend
Scorpio
come in
Mercury.
for another sound bed session, which is really helping with nervous system regulation
there's
and being able
reasons
to process
behind
your
it. It's
feelings.
part
To
of,
put
I
it
think,
plainly,
some of my
instead of
upbringing,
letting
maybe,
your
but
emotions drive
just the
you, this
self-consciousness that
really
kind of comes
helps
with all
people
that too.
be able to
So
process through their emotions and live their
and
lives
being
as they really
seen
want to.
for my size, a lot of the time, I'm about 5'11".
Then we made a little
5'10" and a half,
chicken.
really.
Oh no, that's not chicken, that's salmon.
Real
With a little
about
Polynesian
it.
sauce, some broccoli, and some rice.
And I played sports, and I was always bigger than everybody, and that's really all people saw. At least that's what I felt. It got pointed out, I had other skills and talents, but it's like, I was afraid to showcase those talents because I didn't want people to make fun of me for being a big girl. And when I say big, like I wasn't just tall. Like, I had a gut on me, like I was in high school. Body image is a whole thing. And you grow up with women. I grew up with very strong women, grateful for the strength that was modeled for me. And they had body image issues, especially like my grandma coming from the 40s. Like, you had to be everybody wants you to be a size 2. I remember hearing that a lot. She's like, oh, well, I'm not a size 2. What does that have to do with anything? Like, now I know, but, back then, they didn't know no better. So now we know we're moving through the, what is it? You could call it trauma in a sense. We're moving through the beliefs that have been ingrained in my subconscious. Y'all got beliefs that have been, you have a belief that's been, several beliefs that have been ingrained in your subconscious that are running the show that you don't even realize is running the show. So my fear of being seen, on top of being a projector, which it kind of goes hand in hand, but it's not to say that nobody else cannot have fears of being seen. Being perceived rather. But okay, curls, we doing some things. But it's just that when you don't have a choice in your size, and that's what people notice about you, then I'm like, you know what? Let me control everything else. I'm gonna shut the door, because why would I share my singing gifts if I'm afraid that somebody's going to ridicule me because I don't look like whoever's on TV? Or God, being made fun of would just be mortifying. Like, just take me out, is how that felt. And kids can be really brutal. Like really brutal. So, where are we at? Anyway, resistance. So I've resisted doing things like this because there's a line between what in my personal life can I let people into versus what is completely private. What am I not going to share with the world, because there's many people in my life who don't really know me. Like, I feel like my family doesn't really know me, and it's no fault of theirs. They don't know the real me, is what I feel like. They know the me that they, that they saw grow up, but they don't necessarily know the me in full now. And again, there's no blame here. I just want to make sure that that's crystal clear for anybody who watches this, because blaming means that I'm putting myself in the victim mode. It doesn't matter if I'm blaming them, if I'm blaming me, if I'm blaming the external circumstances around me. I refuse to live in victim mode. We can all be a victim at some point in time. It's part of the process. But to stay there and to live there is not what I'm trying. It's not what I'm here for. So resisting things like this, whenever it's in my charts, all of my charts, human design, numerology, astrology, and tropical Western astrology, and even sidereal Vedic, however you want to say it, astrology, it's all there. Talking is one of the things that I do. Doing it and doing it and doing it well. And we're learning how to do it better every time, because I'm realizing how much I say and learning how to take pauses, like they do those public speaking classes. Anyway, I digress. But the point is that really a digression though? Not really. So it's been a fear of mine that to be publicly humiliated, to be made into a YouTube remix, hide your kids, hide your wife. And I want to go viral for the right reasons, right? And I don't even care if I go viral. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help y'all. I'm here to express myself, because creating is a part of who I am. It is a part of my personal destiny on this planet. And sharing my authentic self-expression and finding my way to rediscovering the journey to self-expression is something that I know a lot of you would also like to be on, or that you are on. And it is a thing. Overcoming the ways in which you have protected yourself, the ways in which you have we're gonna go on an adventure. The ways in which you have shown up in the world, the ways in which you've learned how to be, because that is what has kept you safe, like that can be really challenging. You're changing your mindset. You're changing the way that your brain has functioned for how many years. So to start facing your resistance, as my integration coach and friend Colette will say, the buffalo is the only animal that goes into the storm. I don't know if it's the only one, but it is definitely an animal. It goes through the storm because it's the fastest way to get through it, versus waiting for it to pass. And sometimes that's exactly what you need to do, is to face yourself head on, to face your resistance head on. So long story short, we had 10 minutes now, but is face the things that you're resisting, because I have never had so much fun as I did whenever I started doing this yesterday. Like, I love to talk, especially about things that I believe can help people, that I'm passionate about, that I know, like, I just see different things in the knowledge, but it's time to stop resisting. And I was really afraid. And I had to learn how to meet my own needs. I had a lot of, what's the word? I mean, everything is trauma these days, but I had a lot of beliefs in my system or experiences that I thought were going to kind of lead to the same things over and over again. And I needed to get through that in order to break myself open and to break myself free, so I could express myself and not care what anybody else had to say about me. Because what you say about me doesn't matter. I'm not out here doing crazy things. I'm not out here harming anybody. So if I was harming people, that would be different, but I'm not. So because I care so much, it's like I didn't want to say the wrong thing. And sometimes that's that perfectionism that can come in. that sometimes we don't say anything at all because we're afraid that we're going to say something offensive, or it's really people pleasing out here trying to manage other people's emotions. There was a reel that I sent to some friends yesterday, and from this astrology lady I follow, and she was just like, her therapist had said, well, people pleasing comes from you trying to manage other people's emotions because you're uncomfortable. I was like, holy crap. Yes. It does. Like, tune into yourself and ask, what do you need in that moment? It's not about anybody else but you in that moment. Like, express yourself, speak your truth, speak what's authentic to you. And obviously, if you're saying something completely wild or harmful, that's a whole nother story. But express your ideas and express who you are because you were born to be you. So, yeah, today is all about moving through the resistance, and we're going to talk a little bit about trauma later. I'm going to take these dogs out, though, and then we're going to make some mushroom coffee, and we're going to sit at the altar and do those things before I have a client at 11 to get on the sound bed to help with nervous system regulation, which is the key to pretty much everything, if you want me to be quite honest. It's in conjunction. It's in a cycle, right? There's a cycle. But, all right, then we're going to get these dogs out because they're ready. Right on time, y'all. Right on time. Yeah, today was good. Today's meditation was really good. It's called Owner's Manual. And like, life doesn't come with an owner's manual. However, you always have the tools.
Since I have really begun doing the sound bed more consistently, I'm really seeing a difference in how my physical senses are around my emotions. Like,
to connect with you,
it's such a drastic change. And I have other people who have been on the bed consistently, and they do it once a week, and they've seen drastic changes. And just to think, like, y'all need to get on this, man. You need to get on it.
What makes me how are the gears inside of me connected? How do they work? How do they flow? How do they flow best? How do they flow most efficiently? What type of care do they need? It's like the Tin Man, right? Like, you have to, oil him up, grease him up. Use your tools, whether it is oils, sprays, herbs, meditation, journaling. Whether your tool is a pen or your breath, you have exactly what you need. And we have other things outside of us that can help enhance that and even help us go deeper, quicker, faster, stronger. So yeah, today I had some thoughts come up in meditation today that I am getting ready to write down before I head to my client downstairs. So yeah, get in the open is the man. It's amazing. I've been using it for over a year. The beginning of January 2024 is when I started. It's everything. It's everything on your meditation journey, and meditation is important. So, all right, darlings, on to the next thing. We'll be right back. As I'm beginning to move through my day with more intention, I'm realizing, like, again, I know schedules are beneficial, but just how beneficial it is and how I can actually schedule when to record my content based on what I'm doing, which is why we'll get into scheduling and planning at some point. But some people think that, if I plan my whole day, like, I don't have any freedom. Like, no, you actually have all the freedom because you know exactly where you are scheduled to be and when. And then you can make choices to move things around or don't. And people are like, oh, I forget to do things, blah, blah, blah. Well, stop affirming you get forgetting to do things, first of all. Let's speak to ourselves in a different way of, I do actually know how to remember and know how to organize and know how to follow a schedule. Affirm that to yourself instead and see how that works. Just, you have to, keep doing it and then follow up with the actual action of what it is that you are affirming to yourself. But yeah, I'm just really realizing, okay, like, yeah, something has clicked in me again. I feel like something has been taken off of me this week. I have let some things go that had no place in the world in which that I am moving into. So, in the world in which that I'm creating. What world are you creating, my darling? So I'm getting on the Opus sound bed. It is essentially, go look it up. Opus sound bed. Feel Opus on Instagram, I believe. But it is a sound healing bed, basically. The bed vibrates at low level hertz while you listen to music. There's some headphones over here. Which these headphones, I just got off TikTok. They were like $6. I'm about to use them for the first time, but my client was just here and she was like, you were talking to me and I couldn't hear you. With that, you sounded really muffled. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. So you use headphones, kind of go through and scroll through the different programs that they have, which have binaural beats. There's solfeggio frequencies. There's breath work. Hi, Chapo. Get out. Love you. There's different kinds of options for relaxation, for focus, for brain stuff. Alpha, beta, gamma, theta waves. Those are the binaural beats. The different hertz, like 963 hertz is the crown chakra. There are frequencies for every single chakra. And then there are definitely just frequency-based things that with solfeggio tones, like some of them are about DNA repair, some of them are about easing pain, some of them are known to, help you align with the spiritual world. Some of them help you open up your communication and your creativity and help you ease in love into your heart. So it's really about what are you looking for support for at this time. And because the vibrations move through your body and the frequencies and the sounds, it provides a multi-sensory experience. It is mind, body, spirit. Your mind is getting something with the frequencies in the ears. Your body is getting something with the frequencies in the bed, with the vibrations in the bed. And your spirit is getting something from both. So it's really, really cool. I really love this thing. So, I'm offering sessions in the Kansas City area. If you are local to Kansas City, I'm here. So today I was a little groggy this morning, but there's this one that they put on here called Home that I have been obsessed with. It's definitely more of a song version because there's programs that are songs that have been remixed to be used on the bed. And this one it's really amazing. So I'm definitely going to do that. I think I'm going to go with highest timeline also. So we're going to go, Home is going to be last, highest timeline is second to last, and then I would like to do, and those are about 10 minutes a piece. And I want to do one more. Home is meant to boost your mood, really. I think I'm going to do Light Warrior. I really like that one, and that one's all about energy as well, solar plexus energy for sure. So we're really going from that solar plexus of your personal power. That is your chakra of personal power, life purpose. The sacral is creativity too, but I feel like that the solar plexus, they're right next to each other, so they feed into one another, right? The energy is interweaving and interplaying with one another, but because if you don't feel good about what it is that you do, you may not create. Your creative juices may be shut off. They may be, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm out here bouncing around. You can't be bouncing up and down on this thing. It is not a trampoline. So, yeah, to realize your capability and inner power, for processing feelings of anger, to bring structure and direction to your mental body. Light Warrior is probably one of my favorites, and so is Highest Timeline, and so is Home now. Those are probably my 3 ultimate favorites. But Light Warrior is just the way that I can describe it best is, have you ever seen the haka? Like, seen the, I mean, if you know what the haka is, it's, I mean, the Maori people, right? And I know, I think Polynesian culture as well, which I guess that is Polynesian culture. Don't get me wrong on all of this stuff. This is just what I know, right? What I've learned. And if I'm not explaining it well, go look it up. Please go look it up. Utilize your skills and your autonomy. So it's like that though. It is like the reminder, like it's not just you alone. You're not going into battle alone. You are not in this world alone. And it really stirs up those feelings of that inner warrior to get you ready to go. That's the energy that is behind it. So, and it's literally called Light Warrior. But yeah, it's oh my God, it's amazing. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna come out of it, and we've already meditated once today, but this is part of my ritual self-care. Is this will shift this for me personally, in my experience. This has shifted my nervous system regulation so that I can process through emotions better, more efficiently, with more ease, with more awareness. The emotion doesn't take over my body and start controlling me anymore. It doesn't, because it shifts your thoughts, it shifts all these things. But when you have the emotional capacity around you, like, because you feel your emotions, they are literally feelings inside of your body. So it's really much about like being able to process and flow and move through them without them taking over the reins and the control. I am still in control. My spirit is still in control of this vessel, not my emotions. I said, the emotions ain't got no license to drive. The mind doesn't have a license to drive this either. They are passengers. They are sometimes co-pilots though, but they are not the pilot. They get to make suggestions on where maybe, that you are feeling maybe where you should go because it's not comfortable here, or it's something that, actually you need to go into that, even though you're feeling resistance. Because that's the theme of today, is looking at the resistance. But often where we're resisting is where the magic is. And it's really, really important to understand the difference between resistance and what's not in alignment for you. So doing things like this will help you learn how to tell the difference, because when we're overstimulated, it doesn't matter if it's excitement or if it's anxiety. It can be too much for our system to process. So when you can give it space, you can begin to separate what is what, even if they feel similar, but they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. Some people say that anxiety is just excitement without the breath. So make sure you're breathing, my friends. I'll probably be doing a little box breathing while I'm on this as well. So, all right, it's time to get our light warrior on. Oh yeah, before we begin, one of the things that I always spray, I make Florida water. It's called Fire of the Earth, for protection, purification, renewal, love, and happiness, per my label that I made so beautifully. I spray this on everybody before I send them into the realms. I seal them in with a little bit of Reiki. I have my own personal ritual of how I do that. And I make this, but this is the only Florida water that I use. It smells so good. I have other people who call it angel spray. Colette uses it at her breath work. So, if you're curious about it, let me know. But, yeah, ground yourself in the energy of fire. So we're going to spray that, and now we're going to get to popping. Oh, it's so good. Oh, man. That was so freaking good. So today, Light Warrior was great. Highest Timeline hit me in a different way than it has before. I can tell that I've been shifting in not just my physical, my body, my mind. My spirit is becoming more sensitive to the different energies that are present at any point in time. And Highest Timeline truly took me to another place. Like, I've never really said that before about the sound bed. Like, I have just now started, I believe, to astral travel and tap into some light language and breath work. The 90 breath work has really opened that up for me. So this today, man, just being transported to another place and just feeling the chills, goosebumps, the energy running through my body, including with the bed. It was just like another level of me in conjunction with the vibrations of the bed, if that makes sense. Like, man. And then home, the last one just really, I feel like it doesn't matter what session I'm doing, I will be ending all of my sessions as of right now with home. Always coming back home to self. No wonder it's cold in here, the vent is closed. But really, man, just, again, like, I feel more spacious, I feel more connected, I feel, home is also about tapping into creativity, I believe, little bits for energy. All the ones I did will boost the energy today. And yeah, it's time to get to going, to doing the things, to doing some creating. Yeah, I've got some wonderful things on my list today that need to get sent out and completed. Sheesh. Man, yeah, I just really redid this room. The energy even feels better now just coming out of this. And maybe it's the feng shui of the room. Because this portion of my house is actually the money portion and the ancestral portion, I believe, or family portion, which is ancestral to me. If I got any feng shui people in the house, talk to me about it. Let's talk about it. Talk to me about the wealth corner of the home and the family corner. And the knowledge corner is over here. But it's not really, I don't think, in this room. This is more wealth and family. I might be right on that border between the two. So, woo! Y'all! Man. Alright. It's time to get to some other things. Let's get to our next. What am I doing next? We'll have to check the calendar and see. Man. So good. And I'm going to document my own sound journeys like I document all of my clients' sound journeys, because it's really important for us to be able to see and know and feel and hear, like, what how things have been for real, We can compare and contrast how we've grown once we have this data, which is, we love to see progress. As humans, we love to see progress. And I think it's important for us to be able, because sometimes we don't realize
as I'm working on putting my structure together for how I actually record videos and get everything in such a way that it will flow seamlessly. We're going to tag this here on the end because I didn't mention that I also do readings, and I did a 12-month overview reading for a friend. Here I am actually editing the video and adding timestamps so I can send it out to them, and they can really just kind of get a feel for what's to come for the next 12 months. At an overview. So, you know, there's more than just actually doing the work. It's being your own IT support. It's being your own media manager. It's being your own content creator. But, you know, I had a really great time, and I'm really glad to get this one done and out of the way. But yeah, it's a labor of love. I love what I do, and I'm gonna see y'all back in here tomorrow. I love you.
I knew that I would now. I feel good. Oh man, my throat. I want to go sing some karaoke, y'all, but my throat could use some love and tender care. I don't know, y'all, but we have to go to this gym. Get this walk on. Those headphones are amazing. Love it. All right. Get to the gym and get to working. All right, y'all. We on our way to the sound bed. You know, I think I also understand why I keep saying we, because you're watching me. And you're here with me, even though you're not physically present while I'm recording this. That's interesting. I mean, I'm talking to you, right, darling, my love, my love. So quick, interesting. Well, is it interesting? We'll find out. Random thing about me is that my dog, Chapo, all my dogs have many names. My two dogs, they have many names. Chapo specifically, one of the names I was obsessed with at one time was Little Loaf, because a lot of people say that corgis are loaves of bread. And he's a dense loaf. He's a smaller loaf than most corgis because he is part beagle, but I went on this time frame where I was like, oh, my little loaf. And I was like, oh my God, I love you. Instead of I love you, I love you. So sometimes I say I love, because I love you. My friends know me well for that. They'll be like, when my soul brothers, they would like, I love for you. And I'm like, I love for you. So anyway, it's just a little affectionate, amorous way of saying I love you. I love you. Anyway, we are on the way to the gym. I wasn't gonna go, and I was like, I have some things I could do. And I'm like, actually, I could do that thing on the treadmill because I'm walking today. I'm not lifting yet. I'm gonna start lifting next week again. So it's just, yeah, like there was no reason not to go. There was no real reason not to go, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on this incline. I'm going to pop on, I think I'm going to do some handpan music today, which again feels really interesting compared to the music that I normally would listen to while I'm working out. Even while I'm walking. You know, I like trap music. I like all different kinds of music, but you know, I was listening to some gangster rap, like a lot on the, you know, when I was working out, or, you know, 3-6 Mafia, come on now. If you know, you know. Is it the most high vibrational music? No, not at all. And so I'm trying out a new thing of listening to frequencies. We'll see how I do when it comes to actually lifting, but I think it's going to be good. We're going to get into a meditative flow, into a meditative state. And since I'm working on an offer for a client, a potential client, it'll really get me into the zone, and walking can be a form of meditation too. So yeah, we are on our way to the gym to get this cardio on, get this walking on, and yeah, we're not going to miss out on our movement today, nor stretching, and I'm actually kind of excited. So we're going to do that, see how that goes. And then we've got another sound bed session tonight. And this I enjoy people's bumper stickers, and this car is decked. And one of the bumper stickers says, "Where are you going? The Pink Pony Club or hell?" I'd heard that song before, like, it was the first time I heard it, but I was like, oh, I like this. Like, this is such a fun song. Like, anyway, go listen to the Pink Pony Club if you haven't heard it. And there's another one. I break for horrors beyond comprehension. Interesting. I put the hot in psychotic. I'm sure that person is a bag of fun. So anyway, yeah, we're on our way to the gym, and just a question, like, have you moved your body today? Have you stretched? Have you cared for your body today? How have you cared for yourself? What type of food have you eaten today? Have you overeaten? Have you undereaten? Or have you eaten just the right amount? Are you satiated? The Goldilocks thing, just right. All those little ducks on the lake. Hey, ducks. Ducks are just the cutest thing ever, I think. Anyway, so how have you taken care of you today? And if you haven't yet, what can you still do to tap in and take care of you? All right, darling, we went to the gym. That was really good. Worked on the proposal for the client. Prepared for my client consultation on Saturday. Now we're at Target because I need some eggs. So we're going to got a little wrap, for the post-workout kind of thing. Oh, they got jalapeno kettle cooked chips, which are my favorite, but we're really doing our best not to buy crunchy things because I may or may not have an addiction. I love crunchy food, and jalapeno kettle cooked chips are on the top of my crunchy food list. So if you love me and you want to, do you want to support my habit or whatever it is? Jesus Christ. Eggs are ridiculously, insanely high. That's bananas. Anyway, we're going to get these eggs. We're going to go home and we're going to get prepared for my next sound bed session. So, if you're in the Kansas City area and you want to help regulate your nervous system, aka help being able to deal with the stress of everyday life on a way better basis, hit me up. Holla at me. Okay, so I didn't get the kettle cooked jalapeno chips because it was a gigantic bag, but I did get some hot fries because I need something crunchy to eat with my sandwich. You crazy if you think I'm just gonna eat a sandwich by itself. That's crazy. Are you eating your sandwiches just by itself, or do you need something crunchy to go with your sandwich? Let me know, I'm very curious. Also, I would call that balance where you can have what it is that you actually desire without allowing yourself to potentially go overboard. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I could have bought a big bag. I would have ate it. Now I'm just going to eat a small bag. And, that's it. Balance. Harmony. All right. So we did another sound bed session, which was really, really great. Like, my client had an amazing experience. Like, the best experience they've had on the bed so far, which is really exciting. Just to hear someone be able to say things like, because they hadn't been here in a while, that I thought my body was going to forget. And it really just remembered how to settle in and allow the bed to do what it needed to do. And like, I feel great. I feel well rested, but I'm still ready to go home and lay it down because we're at the end of the night. And that just brings me so much joy because that's how I felt after my session today. I was like, whoo, the tingles, the visions, the vibes, the energy was just everything. And now I am cooking some chicken because it's been thawing in the refrigerator for 2 days. And what I was not going to do was to let it go bad because that's like the worst thing ever. And just, we got a little, let me show you. A little roasted red pepper and garlic happening. A little salt, a little onion, So we're making sure I've got some protein for the week. I had some ground turkey, but I think I'm going to start moving away from ground turkey. I've been told and heard there's a lot of fillers in that still, which is like, it's like the worst thing ever. So Definitely moving towards being more pescatarian again. But for now, I'm eating by my blood type for the most part. So I'm A positive. So I love black beans. And black beans happen to be on the blood type diet list for the allowed for A positive. That is an experiment. So just I would look into it if you're interested. But there is a book. It's like Eat by Your Type, I believe. But I've noticed that I feel better whenever I stay away from red meat, pork. I love shrimp, but shrimp's on the avoid list. So, you know, in balance, in moderation. Potatoes are also on my avoid list. But I love me some potato chips, but I don't buy chips like that anymore. So yeah, it's just, again, being present with yourself and knowing how you feel. Because I ate this buffalo chicken wrap from the store, and they didn't say that there was blue cheese in it. And then at a point I was like, oh my God, this is blue cheese. Oh, I mean, I finished it because I bought it, but I had some hot fries with that. But I just realized how sleepy I felt after I ate both of those things that were not cooked in my home. So the importance of cooking in your home can help with the energy that's put into your food. I Reiki every single piece of food before I actually eat it. So I am shifting the energy so that it can sustain me and provide me the nourishment that is necessary for my body, and raising the vibration of the food so it matches kind of with me. So, you know, we're going to finish cooking this chicken. We're going to edit these videos. I'm going to take a shower. I haven't got to take a shower yet from after the gym, but, you know, we're steadily chugging along. And part of me, some of the thoughts I was thinking was like, you don't need to cook. Just shower and go to bed. Just shower and go to bed. And it was like, and then the other part of me was like, no, you need food. So it is important that you cook. You can do it. You have what it takes. And I was like, you know what? I do have what it takes. And I actually enjoy cooking. So listening to a little audiobook while I'm cooking and get some messages to y'all and just kind of going from there. So, you know, what y'all eat for dinner tonight? What you have for dinner? Have you been cooking? What kind of food have you been putting in your body? Because we're going to go back to that.